They have riverine retention. They're very often riverine retention. So they calculate when it has come into a stream, what happens in streams and rivers and so on. They don't have soil retention. I think from the soil retention we are in the same ballpark. But we can discuss it further.
Okay, thank you. You have a question too?
Could you go back to the slide where you plotted river and export towards input?
No, where
Where was it?
this one.
Yeah,
that
that
yeah.
one. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, was it observed river and export on what?
Yeah, it's observed. This is the measurement. So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is the budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for which time period was this?
This is 95. These are data from. We took the same export data for. As we did for the Baltic Sea Action Plan, the reference period, I think it's 94 to 98. And of course, for the loading data, most of the data are from 2000 or 2005, but of course, sometimes if we don't get the data from Belarus or so, we had to use maybe data from the 93 or 90, but they are relatively recent data. But if you deal with all these data,
Yeah.
you have to deal with
Yeah, of course.
with-
I
yeah.
was just curious, but
Yeah.
there are then not consistent time periods for.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah, sometimes, but
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Okay. And rather short time
Yeah.
periods also.
One last question.
Could I ask you, there's a cluster of watersheds that will accept very high loading
Yeah.
without very much leaching. What characterizes them?
It's mostly that they have less specific discharge, or they have a lot of lakes. So this is, if, of course, in watershed where you have a lot of lakes, for example, the Emån. It's a cultivated area, but there you have a lot of lakes, and you have not a very high specific discharge, then you don't export so much. And for example, like in Sweden, on the west coast, we have less lakes and much more specific discharge. It flushes out the system. So these are the characteristics.
So long residence.
Yes,
type.
yeah. It is basically.
Well, thank you very much.
Mhm.
All the presentations